Okay, folks, I think it's about time we started. 10 minutes after 1. I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana and to be loyal to my country, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, to love my fellow citizens, and to dedicate myself towards the energy and prosperity of Guyana. Towards the prosperity of Guyana.
That was Craig Sylvester, and he is the presidential candidate for his party, the Democratic National Congress, DNC. Today, at the National Library's conference room, Sylvester sat alone at a table. As he began, he addressed members of the head table and representatives of the local and international organizations, even though I was the only other person there.
Today, we have a big challenge ahead of us, and this concerns our future, right? It is something that I think all Guyanese need to pay attention to and take stock of, because what we can't escape from is what is unfolding for us as our future, okay? So let me get into my presentation, and any questions we'll ask subsequently, okay? To the members of the head table, representatives of local and international organizations, my fellow Guyanese, welcome to the official launch of the Democratic National Congress. We will be contesting the 2020 national elections to form a full government under the theme, Bringing Guyana into the 21st Century. The Democratic National Congress was formed to respond to the growing threat of the repetition of failed politics and policies of Guyana's two major political parties. In this regard, we have formulated a set of principles and policies which we feel is reflective of the desires of all Guyanese.
Then he read his entire manifesto, which was very well put together and included matters of investment, the productivity sector, the DNC's contract with Guyana, and an agenda for the party's first 100 days in office.
Investment will be targeted in 4 areas: our citizens, government services, our communities, and the productive sector.
Channel 2 Headline News was the only media house represented for this 1 p.m. start of the party's launch. After Mr. Sylvester was finished with his presentation, he allowed for questions. On the issue of the marijuana matter, the DNC's presidential candidate said this.
What we intend to do is based on the experience of America, for example, seek to repeal laws which impose charges of 3 years service on the use of minimal or the holding or the use of minimal amounts of marijuana.
Asked about the sedition clause in the new cybercrime bill, Sylvester said,
my position on that clause is that it really is very poor reflection of the confidence of its government in its policies towards us as a people.
They are very insecure, and they have a right to be, because the policies have failed before, they are failing now, and they will fail us in the future, which is why I'm saying that Guyana has to be very concerned about our elections in 2020.
Who is financing the party?
Well, currently the finance of the party is being financed by myself and my colleague, right, who is a businessman and I think prefers to remain so at this point in time. This is why I am here by myself.
Sylvester also addressed the poor showing today.
We have our major political parties, the PNC Coalition and the PPP, and most of our news media, right, our television stations, are either for one or the other. So with a third party like myself, which has comprehensive ideas and policies which are workable and which Guyanese will accept, this kind of information they will not want the Guyanese public to hold. So this is why we are seeing something of a news blackout in the traditional media.
So you're saying that even if you have an executive that votes in a democratic way, you would not accept a vote for you not to be the presidential candidate?
Well, the executive that will be formed currently with me as a presidential candidate will accept me as the presidential candidate.
And what if they don't?
Well, if they don't, well, then they are free to form their own party. But what I will say is that my commitment to Guyanese and this party and the executives of this party when it is formed is that I will see the change of the Constitution through. And after that, then I will release the presidency to maybe even more capable hands.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks for watching Headline News. Leave a like or a comment below. And for updates on the latest news happening in Guyana, click the subscribe button.